Hello and welcome. A little bit of technical difficulty always, right? Mercury retrograde started today. I was going to do this on my iPad, but I switched to my iPhone, and I know I'm kind of right in your face here, but let's get going. I'm doing a full moon reading today, and we are also going to incorporate some things about that and talk about that, but I'm also going to be doing some general card pulls for things like love and relationships, career and wealth, and health, which encompasses your body, mind, and spirit. Because those are typically the questions I get when I do tarot readings, so I kind of want to make this broad enough to suit your needs today. So I do have this kind of scripted out. I have to share with you that Facebook let me know that today I had posted my 500th video, but this is my first FaceTime live, so I appreciate your patience and just bear with me when we get through this. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So first, this is June 29th, and we are talking about the strawberry full moon in Capricorn. And I did have, if I can find it, the Moonology card. I must have kind of shuffled it out of my space here right now. But the message of Capricorn full moon is stand in your truth. So get in touch with yourself about the reality of what's going on in your life. And it's called Take a Reality Check. So this is kind of about, if you've been really ruminating or worrying about something, the good news is you need to stop that because it's really not helping you out. So the energy of this is, let's take a step back, let's take a pause, and really sort out what our wants and our needs, our wishes and our needs are, and be truthful about ourselves and where we're going with this idea. And under this full moon is a great time to just reflect, take a pause, but also be really kind to yourself. Be generous with your self-talk is what I want to say. We don't want to be so harsh that we're our own worst critic. And that will help us with our relationships with other people too. Be kind to ourselves and be kind to others and be receiving of the energy that they're bringing into us and then what we're giving back to them. So that's the overarching feeling of the Capricorn full moon. And I just want to say Capricorn is an earth sign, so it's really a good time to get grounded. Grounded. And I know we can feel really kind of discombobulated with full moon energy. So draw in that earth sign, draw in that calmness, and center yourself in that. The other side of this is, you may have been fixating on something that you really want or you've really been pushing for, and you may have hit some roadblocks. So again, be gentle with yourself and honest about what it is that you're really trying to accomplish. And know that this is the time, especially with that Capricorn energy, to put the work in. We can wish and hope, but if we're not doing the work, then things are not going to happen for us. So that's what I kind of have about that. The overarching message I want you to get, though, is that self-love, okay? So I wanted to just start with that and then tell you a little bit about myself. I've been reading tarot for over 20 years, and about 5 years ago I decided to get some certification under my belt. And I did that through the Tarot Readers Academy with Ethany Dawn. You might be familiar with her. She's very, very prolific on YouTube, and she's a great teacher. She has a lot of free instructive videos out there on tarot, and then you can take a formalized class, which took me about 8 months to get through that certification. So I've been reading in public, I read in private, I read at events, I take private clients, so that's just a little bit about me. I live in Montana, I'm up in the mountains, which I truly love, and so enough about that. So I wanted to go ahead and we're going to use the Light Seers Tarot, and I think if you're familiar with tarot at all, you see this with a lot of readers. And it's my favorite deck to read in person with, and you'll see it on my videos a lot. So like I said, today was 500 videos out there, which was kind of exciting for me. And I'm almost like you go back and look at those older videos, and the progression has been incredible in how I present myself, and then I think what I can share with you. So let's go ahead. We're going to do the full moon reading. I have shuffled this quite carefully, but we're just going to do that again real quick and do a quick cut. So, full moon magic. We are going to take a look at how is this full moon presenting itself to us. And then we are going to take a look at what is present in it. You know, what is the current situation, the current energy that we need to be processing. And then we're also going to take a look at blessings and blocks and opportunities. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Whoops. Again, I apologize. I had to switch from my iPad, which wouldn't work. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. All right, I will get back together. I had to switch from my iPad that wouldn't work to my iPhone and do a stand and all of that right at 10 o'clock. I beg your pardon. All right, let's go ahead and see what the energy of this full moon is about. And we got a pretty serious card. We got the Ten of Swords. This is what we're thinking about. It really does tie to that message I just gave you about the full moon in Capricorn. This is our thinking, our logic, our communication. And what I love about this deck, it is not that dire person laying in a pool of blood with all of the swords in their back. This is about moving on. This is about being ready to lay the burden down, be done with that chapter, and to move forward. Because you can see here, she is walking into the dawn. And that is depicted in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. That's the dawn is off there in the horizon. And so we really are done with something. And this full moon is about release. So this is the time. This is the energy. This is the moment, the chapter, to let go and walk into the new light. So we're also going to take a look at how this energy is presenting itself right now. And I love this. We got Justice, Major Arcana, and there's no fooling around. I mean, it's pretty black and white with Justice. So that's really supportive if it's time to move on, time to release, time to let go of those things that are holding us back. And also, as we said with the moon energy, it is that time for self-reflection and self-honesty and truth, so that we are presenting ourselves and looking inward with pure transparency. And we can see that the scales of justice here are on that sword, which ties back in my mind to the Ten of Swords that we just got. But she's got a smile on her face. I really love that. It's like, okay, I get that. But there's also this reflection here. So there's a lot going on in this Light Seers deck that's subtle and might speak to you individually. So bear that in mind, and keeping things in balance. I mean, I like that too about the energy of the moon and how it's presenting, is that, you know, that self-honesty and that kindness that I mentioned just a bit ago, of being kind to ourselves, where we're also being honest and true with where we stand. Okay, then we are going to take a look at the present. You know, what the energy right this moment and what we can tap into. I think that the present is so important because we have all of these influences that are around us. But look what we got. We got the Emperor, another major arcana. And you've heard me say this before, but this is the father figure. This is very early in the pilgrim or the fool's journey of development. And the Emperor is there to teach us, to guide us. But look at the strategy here. He has got a chess piece in his hand. So there is a lot going on behind the scenes. So tap into this energy of being strategic about working towards your goals. Now, I'm just going to pause for a minute. If you're just joining, thank you so much. I appreciate this. Hi Jackie. Hi Jenna. So happy to see you, and Colleen Ann, you're here too. That's great. Thank you so much. But we can go back. This will be posted as soon as I'm done. I think Facebook posts it. So if you missed kind of the introduction, and I apologize, I was fumbling around, had to change cameras real quick. Oh, thank you for the likes. I love that. Anyway, back to the Emperor. I'm a Gemini. I'm a magpie. I can jump around. the Emperor, that chess piece again, that strategy, and he's sitting on the world. So what a great energy to tap into with this present right now of getting ready to let go of what is no longer serving us, and to do it with absolute clarity and honesty, with justice jumping in here. So 2 major arcana so far in this full moon reading that to me, major arcana is the major things, major things in our life. The minor cards, you know, the suit cards and the court cards, they don't carry as much weight. Minor arcana are things that are going to last, that are going to have a profound impact on your life. All right, Jackie joined us. All right, Jack, 2 Jackies. Nope, same Jackie. Okay. All right, let's take a look at what we're going to be looking at for blessings. And oh my goodness, folks, one of my favorite cards and one of my favorite ways of depicting it. This is the Hierophant. And again, we're early on in the Fool's or Pilgrim's journey. I like to call it pilgrim because that's what I feel is, you know, we're on this quest for maturation. This Hierophant is so open and so loving. You know, it doesn't have that structure of kind of feeling like that bishop in a church with acolytes. This is that open, spiritual, climb the ladder to whatever your highest light is, and with joy. So this is a blessing for you to go inward, to find what lights you up. You know, all of this energy here at the top of the card is, you know, that goal, that spiritual goal. And then this Hierophant, I think, instead of putting us in the structure of learning, the structure of formal education or religion, this Hierophant is saying, find your own path. You can find your own way and follow that with all of your heart, with joy. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and then blocks. And this is really interesting to me. We got the Lovers. So the Lovers is kind of a complicated card, isn't it? And again, major arcana, we got some major arcana going on here. Hi, Deb, thanks for joining. Major arcana, again, those events in our lives that really matter to us. So I'm going to challenge you a little bit with this and say, okay, what relationships that are really close to you might need some work, might need some effort, might need some clarity and transparency. And I'm not saying this in any predictive way, but something might be ending. A relationship might need to end to evolve, or the way you're functioning in it is what's coming to me right now. The way that you're functioning in that relationship might need to change and evolve. And that takes work. You know, we talked about that with this energy of this moon being about working hard and being really in tune with your truth. But Lovers, you know, if you are, we're going to get into kind of a love reading. I did say that I would cover some of that, other stuff that are general questions I get in readings. But, you know, the Lovers is basically a very positive card. And I'm not saying that any relationships are doomed. I would say that if you are looking for a relationship, now might be the time where that self-clarity is really going to make a difference. It's going to be, you're going to go into it with your eyes wide open, and you're going to go into it at your truth of your core. No artifice, no masks. And if you're in a current relationship where that's blocking you, you're putting up maybe some things that are not true about you. Maybe you're feeling guarded. Maybe you're not feeling safe. Maybe you're feeling that you wouldn't be accepted for being who you are. It's time to not do that anymore. It's time to reveal and stand in the beautiful person that you are and what you bring to the table. Because you bring all of the joy that we had here with the Hierophant. You know, it's really finding that spot where you are comfortable with who you are. Self-love, we talked about that earlier too. Go back and listen to the Moonology part, because it is about being gentle and kind and loving to ourselves. So that's what I've got right now for Moon. And I'm going to keep these cards kind of out. And if we get pulled back to them, we can tie it all together. All right. I did say that I was going to cover some general topics that I think come up most often when I'm reading for people. And I'm just going to pause for here for a moment. Please share this video with people that you think might benefit from it. If you benefit from this or you're hearing something that's really resonating with you, go ahead and put that in the comments. I will take a look at the comments when I get done and respond. I'm staying very focused with the format that I've got for this and not going to probably engage right away, especially on my little teeny iPhone. That wasn't what I planned at all. iPad was supposed to be here to help me with that. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at health first. And I am going to go ahead and use the rest of Light Seers. And then I've got some other decks here I might go ahead and pull from. But we are looking at health for mind, body, and spirit. So this is all encompassing of those things that keep us healthy, keep us mentally sharp, and fill our soul. So the card that we've got for health is right off the top, Eight of Wands. Wow, something fast moving. We had this in a weekly reading not too long ago, which I love the Eight of Wands because it's good news. And something is coming in very quickly. And I want you to notice in this Light Seers deck, instead of the wands all going in one direction, they're focusing on that light, that incredible brightness in the middle of the card that to me is sort of encompassing the soul, the spirit, the essence of who we are. So the focus is on you. And so I would really say if this is about your spiritual health, the Polar Hierophant up again, you're on that journey and it's coming your way and you're on the right track. If it comes to your body health, I am not a doctor, a lawyer, a psychiatrist, or any of those things, little waiver there. But if it comes to your health, it's time to move. It's time to get clarity. I think that, if you're struggling with some kind of physical condition, answers are going to start coming, especially if you're doing the transparency and the due diligence and the work to get there. If you've lagged a little bit from January when we made all of our health resolutions, this is a great time. We're halfway through the year. This is the great time to grab that energy again and revitalize what you were working on and really focus on that. So that's what we have for health, and I love that this is tying into some of these other things. All right, so let's go ahead now and take a look at love. Love, love, love. Already got the lovers. All right, love. You're seeing it up. Okay, there are no coincidences in tarot. We got the two love cards in the deck. We got the Two of Cups. There are certainly other cards like the Four of Wands that talk about events around love, but the Two of Cups, if you are in a relationship, this is a wonderful card. This is a reminder to keep working on that relationship. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining. This is a reminder that you are in synchronicity, or you can get there if you do the work. I just think that, things are going to go really well in the next cycle, that especially, again, if we go back to that finding our own self-love and our own transparency and being who we are in the relationship. Drop the masks, drop the masquerades, drop wanting to be a people pleaser is coming to mind too. It's often, very easy to say yes when maybe we're hesitant, and we need to have a tough conversation. Hard conversations are showing up that need to happen. Ten of Swords. So, I think that if we are staying true to ourselves and our joy with the Hierophant, I'm going to pull him up again. He just is, he is just really, really telling me our spirit is going to be involved this month, and we're going to be true to ourselves and finding our light. So that's what we have for coupled up people. If you're looking for love, this again is a very positive sign, and everything I just said applies to you too. Hi, Gina with an I. Thank you for joining us. this holds true for if you're looking for love. So don't give up, and go for that soulmate. Go for that person that just gets you, that you can be transparent with, that you can be yourself with. That's really cool. And I'm going to wrap up love with, if you're single and happy, look to other relationships. The Two of Cups isn't just about, the romantic relationship. It's also about relationships in general and our relationship with ourselves. So, this might be the time to join a group and learn a new skill. This might be a time to gather friends and just have fun. The 4th of July is coming up. Great opportunity to go with family and friends and just really deepen those connections. And again, being true to yourself and who you are is how people are going to resonate with you. And sometimes we have to sort out who really is our friend and who isn't, right? And this is a good time to do that, especially standing in your truth. State your needs. State where you are, and have those tough conversations. Okay, the final area that I wanted to look at is, I call it wealth and career, but it's really deep into what I call the pentacles, the stability, the things that keep us grounded, that make us feel secure in our life. Hi, Elise. Thanks for joining us. All right, we're going to go ahead and shuffle again, and we'll take a look at wealth and career. And I am going to break that down, too. I'm going to break that down into people that are in the working world, students, people that are in the learning phase, and then also retirees. Light Seers, again, is the deck. Please like and share. That just helps my channel. I am posting this on my brand new YouTube channel, so I'm kind of trying to pollinate that a little bit and get that going too. And eventually I'll be putting different content on YouTube under Gracious Gifts Tarot. That's how you can find me there, and I'll put links in the Facebook page. I just appreciate everybody's support so much. This is just taken off, and I'm having so much fun. All right. Gemini, Magpie, getting back on task here. Career. Now, their major arcana, Judgment. Now, if you recall with Rider-Waite-Smith, this is the people, naked people coming out of coffins being called by the angel Gabriel. Thank you, Elise. I love sharing my gift with everyone. Thank you so much. This is about, in my mind with Light Seers, it's that lifting of the spiritual. It's that, again, being so honest with ourselves. And, we're called to judgment. We are naked in front of whoever that is, whatever your belief system is. I honor that. But, if your belief system says at the end of time for you, there's going to be some reckoning, we want to be pulling in justice, and we want to be pulling in all of our talents, all of our joy, all of our spiritual truth with the Hierophant. A lot of major arcana in this, right? This is a pretty profound reading. And I think that, finding judgment here is like the capstone of what we need to be working on this month, and staying true to ourselves and letting our light shine. Again, I think I'm going to go back to the Eight of Wands that was in our moon reading, is that if we really focus in on that center spiritual energy, that essence of what makes us unique and beautiful, and can share that with the world, then judgment is really saying, you've got this. So how does this relate to career? I got so excited about this. So if you are in the working world, stand in your truth. Be recognized. Expect to be recognized for your efforts and your abilities. If you are a student, you're on the right path, or you're soon to find that right path, like the Hierophant is telling us. Higher learning is calling to you, or a skill or a craft. And it just doesn't have to be formal school. I mean, you can go learn pottery. You can go learn to weave. You can do anything. I mean, I'm a piano teacher, and I just took on an adult student that is starting from scratch, and I'm having so much fun watching her aha moments when she finally went, I'm reading music. And I said, yes, you are. You are reading music, and it's starting to click. So it can be something as simple as that that's inspiring us to step into who we really are. All right? That's students, and that's in the current working world. You know, the light's shining on you. So stand in your truth and be transparent about who you are. For retirees, I think it's simple enough to say, you know, chase your passion. We should all do that in every aspect of our life, but chase your passion. Find the thing that lights you up. For me, it's been tarot. I've been retired 3 years from my Muggle job, and I couldn't be happier doing what I'm doing now. Okay, that's really great. Awesome cards here. So I'm going to go to a different deck, and this is kind of going to be my wrap-up for us. And this is think about, center yourself, and think about what question you might have that you've been wanting an answer for. And I'm going to go ahead and pull a card and just talk about this in a general sense. Again, if this is resonating with you, leave me some comments about that. I would really appreciate that. Being my first live, I know I fumbled the beginning a little bit, but being my first live, this is going to inform me what works. And I'd love to do this again and make it a regular thing if people are interested in this. And thank you for watching my weekly tarot. You know, go back to that and come back to this video once it's posted to see where you're at and what really resonates with you. Okay, moving on to that final card. I'm actually going to use the Oracle deck. This is Spirit Animals. I call it Baron Reed. Go ahead and shuffle it a little bit. For that final message, and this could be a yes or no question. This can be directional, what we need to do. All right, I'm going to cut it and pull it. Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. And I think that ties in so beautifully with what we've been talking about today. Health with our spirit, health with our relationships, health with really finding out what it is we want to focus on and putting that as our priority. Leaving behind what is not serving us, being completely transparent and honest and fair with what it is we want and need, and maybe concentrating on the need more than the want. Stepping into that beautiful energy of the Emperor, being strategic about what we're doing. And what's coming to me through me right now, back to career, is you might need to be working behind the scenes for your own benefit, just to be sure that you're being treated fairly and you're taking advantage of all the things that are coming your way. So strategy might come into play here. But again, you know, I'm going to go back to our Hierophant, if I can find him again. Spiritual awakening is in your DNA right now. It's coming out as a light of something that you're ready for. You're ready to climb that beautiful ladder and reach that pinnacle of light in whatever way that resonates with you. So Koala Spirit has a plan. And indeed, our life has a plan. We just need to be the orchestrator and have some control over that, right? And I think we do. So I just wanted to say thank you again. I love that I'm getting so much response, positive response from my daily tarot postings and my weekly message and the bonus cards that we're getting. If you like that format, let me know. Let's see here. What else did I want to say? Oh, a full moon ritual. And I'm going to pull up my crystals and show you kind of what I have. Great full moon ritual, and this can happen over